Hi, my name is Erin Barnhart. I'm a food stylist in New York City, and today I'm going to teach you some basics on food styling. We are going to make a shaved vegetable salad with a Labneh-Buttermilk Dressing. As you can see, I went ahead and laid out all of my ingredients. I shaved three types of beets very thinly on the mandolin, along with my butternut squash. And I went ahead and I store everything in nice cold water, and it just makes it nice and crisp and fresh looking so that when I'm ready to plate everything, it's ready for me. I went ahead and I drained my butternut squash and dressed it with a little lemon and oil. And I'm actually gonna go ahead, I wanna make sure there's no residual juice at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and dress it a little bit more with some oil. And then, because we have our nice tray of spoons over here, just gonna kind of stir all this around. My squash is a little stiffer than I thought from the ice water, but I think it'll be nice. So we're just gonna layer all of that. So, to source all of my ingredients, it's an important part of the process. I got most of my veggies from the farmer's market, and then I actually got my labneh and my feta from Klustien's, my favorite international grocery store here in New York. I also got this beautiful sumac from this really amazing grocery store called Edie's over by my house. It's some really fragrant sumac. It's a Lebanese grocer. Salad is really beautiful because it has a lot of different colors and textures in it. And it's also kind of fun because right now in New York City, we're kind of at the crux of the end of summer and early fall. So we have squash and tomatoes. So it's like a nice marriage of the certain season that we're in right now. So that's kind of the inspiration behind what we're doing. So let's start building our plate. So to start, I have my beautiful dressing here that I've made. This dressing looked a little thick to me, so I'm just adding a little bit of water. So when I was building this dish, just like you would if you were building for a diner, when you're building for camera, you want to think about contrasting textures. So I just thought it would look really beautiful to have this nice, crunchy, bright looking vegetables and kind of have this nice, soft, creamy looking, inviting dressing that's going to go on the bottom of the plate. And I have a lot of other components, but I think maybe we'll just talk about them as we go. So I have my plate. As you can see, we need to wipe it down because it has a little bit of a watermark on it. You always want to be mindful. There's things that the camera sees that your eye can't. Well, in this case, my eye saw it, but I think you get the idea. So now we have our beautiful plate. So I just spread some of that in the bottom of my bowl, just a nice kind of organic smear. And labneh is a really delicious cultured dairy product that's originally found in the Middle East, and now you can find it at various markets. If you can't find labneh, yogurt's a really good alternative, particularly Greek yogurt. It's kind of a thicker consistency like that. I have my beets that I've had soaking in water, and so they don't bleed out into my dressing, I'm actually just gonna go through and line them up on a paper towel. I think these look really beautiful, really nice on camera. These were in water, but they're going on that bottom layer where the dressing is really, it's a pretty like assertive, creamy dressing. So I feel like that'll be plenty to leave it undressed. And another nice thing I like to remember is using odd numbers. So we're gonna keep that in mind while we're building our salad, just so it looks nice and organic. So now we'll just start building. All these pretty shaved veggies kind of go right in the bottom of our bowl. Some of these guys. If you wanted to, you could go through and just kind of break some of that up. Just kind of nice. Okay, so I went ahead and dressed this with a little vinegar and oil and a little salt. I'll just kind of scatter it around. I think it looks really pretty. Our nice seasonal salad. Very fun. All right, now for our squash. our kind of shining star. Okay, so as you can see, I put ice in this squash. I'm kind of using my fingers a little bit, but it's just this really lightly dressed squash, and it just kind of sometimes curls up on each other and kind of has a cool look to it. So we're gonna go down with that next, just kind of right there in the middle. Kind of fun. I think that's probably good. Oh, we didn't go in with any of our yellow beet. We'll stick one right there. The other fun thing about this shot is sometimes I think it's really nice to give it some visual interest and add a couple plates. So I'm gonna build one now, and then we're actually gonna do 3 total, 3 all day. Next up, we have some really beautiful tomatoes. And a little cheese. And some peppers. These are pickled peppers. I just made a basic pickling liquid. It's like a quick pickle rather than a, something that you would can. Okay, and I just used my tweezers for that for a little more precision. And then I'm gonna top this with a little olive oil, just for a little extra shine, and then a little sumac, just to give it a little texture. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on this food styling video series with CCAP. If you'd like to keep tabs on me, you can follow me at Hey Y'all, It's Erin on Instagram, or at erinbarnhart.biz online. Here's to making more beautiful and delicious plates. Bon appetit.